Welcome back to another episode of Conversations Unleashed. If you are watching on YouTube, you will notice there's this cute little fella behind me and one of my students. You see these two. Y'all want to say what's up to the podcast? You want to say what's up to them?
Hi, you guys.
Joseph.
Hello, Skibbity Rizzlers.
Those are my sixth grade students who I love. We're going to have a fun topic we're going to talk about today, but I want to see, do they have anything they want to tell you so you can start your Monday morning off right? Y'all got 20 seconds to make your cameo on Mr. Bonner's podcast. What you got to say? 20 seconds each.
Well, make sure you wake up with a good positive energy, because when you wake up with the negative energy, your day's not going to always be the best.
Okay, give me some. That was smooth. Okay, Big Marley, what you got?
Think about your day as an absolute value, especially for math teachers. Always be positive, because the absolute value is always being positive, and it's always going to be positive. So make sure your day is an absolute value.
See, and that's why they're incredible. I'm gonna let them get back to their event before their parents come and catch me. So I love y'all. Take care. Y'all, we're here today. We are filming this podcast. I love my kids so much. As you can see, they popped in. I try to sneak into the school to get this thing done for you, but I wanted to give you a special episode because it's Monday, and I know I'm 2 episodes behind, but baby, after this one, right, I am 1 episode behind. I'm rocking my Black Man Working hoodie, as you can see. If you want to figure out where to get this from, please look on Instagram. I'm going to tag them. I'm a fan of the owner. I'm a fan of the family, and I just love the positive message that they're saying towards the community. Now, because my students just dropped a couple of words of inspiration to you, but today, this week, kicking this Monday off, we're going to start this week off with some energy. We're going to start this week off with some energy, and we're going to shut up some people that I personally can't stand. So on today, we're going to dedicate this episode to the people that we all don't like, the haters. That's why this episode is called Hi Haters. Let's have a chat. Let's get into it. So one of the things I wish someone would have always told me, or would have told me, is that you're going to have people that don't like you just because. Some people aren't going to like you just because. So I want to tell you this story. It's a real story. After the first Ellen show in 2017, right? I remember there was this teacher who was very prominent in the area that I was at. Incredible. And the show has happened, and I'm in my 4th year of teaching. And the funny thing is, everyone, we were watching the show and the comeback and the things like that. And what happened was she looked at me and said, the only reason why Ellen decided to highlight your story is because you're a Black man working with Black kids. I'm going to say that one more time, because we're going to start this Monday off right. She said the only reason why the Ellen show highlighted you as a teacher is because you are a Black man working with Black kids. And I remember at the age of 27, that comment almost crushed me, because one, I thought it was offensive, but 2, I had to recognize, she was just hating. She was the epitome of a hater within that point in time, right? And I want us to start defining haters out here, because I'm sick and tired of them, right? And I know you are as well. Some of you are dealing with negative energy at your job, in your business, at your school. As a leader, someone always got something to say about what you're doing. But today, let's address that. What makes a hater? And I have some notes that I actually wrote down, and I have defined a hater. This is the definition of a hater, so we can be clear. A hater is someone who is consumed by the dissatisfaction. Let me take that back. A hater is someone who is consumed by the dissatisfaction of their own life, so much so that they project it onto others overtly or passively. All right, we're going to say that one more time, because I want us to be clear. A hater is someone who is consumed by the dissatisfaction of their own life, so much so that they project it onto others overtly or even passively. And I think this is so critical for us to be able to define people, because the crazy thing is, people that are always hating and have something negative to say towards somebody else is because they're not happy with themselves, and it's showing, right? Especially on social media. All you see is the highlight reels of people's life, and then all of a sudden you just get these negative comments that are coming in, and etc. And just people love to actually be negative when they're so unhappy with themselves, to the point, the quote, and misery loves company. People bond when you get to hate against people. Right. And I want to talk about it today. I want to talk about how, may I suggest to you that having haters or critics is a natural progression or a signal to know that you're going higher. Having haters or critics who are always talking about what you're doing and criticizing what you're doing is a signal that, hey, I am actually elevating in life. And why we want to talk about this? We got to talk about this. Oh, yes, we are. We're going to talk about this one right here because I want to talk about, for sure, Deion Sanders. Now, y'all know when I started this podcast, shout out to my day ones, I was doing and creating something called the Legend Tour that I was doing. I was going around the country just seeing great people that were phenomenal. So last year I went and saw Drake, and then I made sure I went and saw Deion. And I remember the haters was talking crazy about Deion. Listen, we're coming for you today. We're not going to act like people were just so happy for Colorado. No, I remember people criticizing Deion, saying, you're leaving Jackson State. How are you leaving an HBCU behind to go play at a Power 5 conference and for Colorado? Are you sure God called you to that? I remember that. I remember Colorado being 1-11 the year before he got there, and I think they were 4-8 last year. I remember that. I remember people talking about, he used to say this quote, we ain't hard to find, and people were picking at him when they were losing. And I remember him saying, he's the only thing he's bringing is his Louis bag, and people are like, well, why is he so flamboyant? I remember the people talking crazy about Deion. We're not going to sit here today and act like people have just been so supportive of his mission in Colorado. No, that man has some haters. They were hating on Lime. They were hating on his sons. They were hating on how he operates. They were hating on how he was like he would give his credit and faith to God. And listen, the funny thing about being a hater, when you hating on the right person, your hate has an expiration date. Because if you look at Colorado right now, them bad boys are 8-2. They are bowl eligible, and they're going to end up playing for the Big 12 championship game in Dallas on December 7th. And let me tell you something, I'm going to be there. Why? Because I love watching people shut people up. I get excited. You can tell how excited I am right now listen to my voice and the excitement of what he's doing inside of Colorado. And what I want us to really ingrain inside of our mind, because the conversation, this is the podcast is rising together. And I want to elevate us on this Monday morning. Listen to me. When you are pushing further towards a higher goal, there will always be someone strategically set in place to deter you and make you lose focus of why you're doing what you're doing. Every single time. It doesn't, and I want you to think about this. Hey, stop on this. Pay attention to what I'm about to say and the words that are coming out of my mouth. If you study anybody great, in their level of progression, there is always going to be naysayers out there. The question is not about what are people going to say. The question is, what are you going to do? Oh, baby. What are you going to do when they start talking about you? What are you going to do when they start talking about you? And I think that's the most important piece we can pay attention to. And I sit here, and that's the reason why I started the Legend Tour. And that's the reason why I'm making this special podcast and this Monday morning for you, because I remember people talking crazy about Deion. And I went to the game last year when they played USC and lost to Caleb Williams, who is now inside of the NFL. And I went this year during the spring game. And I also went this year seeing other pieces. And y'all, what I want us to really just think about is that we're seeing it live, how you can be and have the mindset to be determined to make sure that you see your vision through. So on this Monday morning, that's what I want you to do. I want you to understand, in order to be successful, haters won't come with the territory, but how do you deal with it? How do you deal with people when people are talking about you, you don't even know them? I've had people make comments about me. I don't know you. And even if you may know of me or have heard about me, you still don't know me. You're hearing about me from a situation I may have had with someone else. So you can't get so caught up in what people are saying about you. I think the focus should be is what you're going to do. And this is what you need to do. You need to, and I wrote this down because I want you to make sure you hear this and you hear this clearly. You have to have an insatiable determination to believe in yourself and the mission that you have. You have to have an insatiable determination to believe in yourself and the mission that you have. We know people talking is going to come with the territory. The question is going to be your response to when that storm comes, because we know storms are going to come, right? So as I studied and looked at Deion and them, I just remember watching, and I remember seeing the cultural hate from people of all colors about him switching from Jackson State to moving to Colorado. I remember people talking about just how he was too flashy. And I remember people criticizing his son. And what I want you to really think about on today is you pay attention to it. At Jackson State, he had this statement, this two phrase that he would say, and it was simple. It was, I believe. I believe. Right? And every year he identifies or makes some statement, we are coming, or, I ain't hard to find. And I want to highlight this to you because I think it is so vital that we can extrapolate something from what he's doing. And I think it's a methodology that's important. If you pay attention to it, everyone, he is making sure that he's having a verbal expression to remind himself and everyone in the program and the corporation and the organization he's working a part of that I believe. That we see the situations, we may not be winning on the field right now, but I believe. That's what he said when I went to the crowd conference in June. He just kept saying, I believe. My kids are going to believe. My kids are going to be great. And that insatiable determination is incredible. If you watch any interview, everyone, and just watch what he has said repeatedly over and over, he's constantly talking about how he believes and believed that his kids can do better, and they're now showing it to the world. I can make it more personal for you because you listen to this podcast, because you rock with me and I rock with you. Y'all, people always gonna have something to say. After the first Ellen show, I was a fourth year teacher. I was a fourth year teacher going into my fifth year teaching. And I had people, who is he? What can he say to me? What can he possibly teach me in a keynote speech or anything? He's young. He's still a beginning teacher. Oh, what? This young man is a little too aggressive because he's talking about vulnerability and representation in regards to what are we teaching our students, right? Who is this young man? Why is he moving to Atlanta? Right? Well, how come he can't stay inside of North Carolina and just teach there? Well, who does he think he is, being a teacher and a speaker? What gives him the right to do such and such? And y'all, the only thing that kept me pushing forward, and I thank God for it on today, as you get this episode on this Monday, is that I did not give up. I had an insatiable determination to make sure that the kids that were in South Greenville Elementary, that they have some type of financial equity when they either go off to high school or they have resources at this school. And I am proud to say on today, at this very moment, baby, right now in South Greenville Elementary, if a teacher needs something, they can contact the Pitt County Foundation, and there is my name there, an account there to help assist those teachers and students from there. But those things wouldn't have taken place if I did not have an insatiable determination. So I'm talking to you and I today in this week, because you'll get another episode from me, whether it's Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Hi, haters, we see you. But I don't want you to pay attention to them. In fact, let's go and address them. Haters, listen, we see you. We see you. But let me tell you, if you're a hater right now, I want to let you know something. We don't care. No longer will we allow ourselves to be held captive to the opinions of others or the dysfunction of others. No longer will we allow ourselves to be consumed by the opinions of people who are not even inside of the field and are not even trying to contribute to the very thing you're trying to achieve. No longer will we sit here and listen to the chatter and the noise. What we're going to do is not even going to pay attention to the negative talk. How are we going to respond to haters? Action. A hater is someone who is consumed by their own dissatisfaction of their own life, and they have allowed it to paralyze them and cripple them. And what they do is they turn that negativity that they're seeing within themselves and project it to everybody else in the world. And then it begins to spread like a cancer. And before you know it, you have a group of individuals who are criticizing someone who is above average, making everybody else think that they are average. We're going to kill that today. We're not dealing with no haters anymore, baby. We're not even going to engage with you. The only engagement that from now on, y'all, what we're going to have with haters is our success towards their comments. Oh, I'm preaching today. That's the only engagement they're going to get from us. The only engagement a hater will get from me or from you from now on will be the results of our success towards their comments. We don't even speak to them. Talk to my results. Yeah. From now on, don't even address no haters. Don't address no one that say, "Oh, I heard this about you," or "Look, why did you do it this way?" Listen, you know what you tell them? Go talk to my results. Go talk to what I've been doing. Go talk to my results, right, y'all? I want to encourage you. Right? Make sure you respond with actions, and don't even pay attention to that. Make haters eat their words. Okay? Made them eat their words, right? Remember that if you have something within yourself that you believe in and you really do feel like, hey, I feel like God is really calling me. I feel like God is really calling me to teach because they don't pay me enough to teach. Right? I really feel like God is moving me to build a business because I don't see a solution for this problem that I have identified. I really feel in my heart of hearts that this is something I'm passionate about. Well, guess what, family? You go chase after it. You go get it. Don't let anyone deter you. You make sure you have your faith. You make sure you understand your mission and your vision. You make sure you understand that there will be people who shoot arrows. And may I say, sometimes the people that are shooting arrows and coming at you are people that are right there in the same vicinity as you. But what you do, you should lock in. You should lock in and understand that you are on this earth for a reason and that there is something within you that we need. And you can't let people who are not taking action stop you from acting. May you have an incredible Monday, an incredible week. And I know this is past 10 minutes, but hopefully this fed you. I love you. Take care. And never forget, legacy over likes. Peace.